Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and to the end of Alec and Ella's story of coming together. Let's go to Ella. Over the past week, I've had time to think through all the things I wanted to discuss with Alec, from playing Magicorum killers, eating Bry's mystery meals, to hiding my scary dolls and sitting in class. There were so many things I wanted to share. I'd been keeping a running list. There were even some things about my father's powers that I wanted to discuss. After all, gemcasters like Alec know plenty of enchanter magic. I planned to ask him to teach me an enchanter casting or two, but now all that stuff melts from my mind. The only thing I sense is the way Alec's mouth moves against mine, and the touch of his tongue makes me realise one thing. For years, I thought about everything I lost and lacked. Yet in the moment, what Alec and I have found is now enough for me. No, it's more than that. It's everything. And that's the literal end of the story. And I know it's only short, but I have to do it how it is, and that's the end. So let's discuss a few things. So coming from Briar Rose, some things I wanted to clear up. Briar Rose is 18, right? I know that in the first set of stories, if you remember, there was confusion regarding when it came to her age. The reason being, right, we're going to class her as 18, but she doesn't technically have an age. If you remember, magic created her. She wasn't born from a man and a woman. So her birthday, therefore, can be discerned as she wishes. It's completely up to her. So that's why her age stays the same and then changes quite rapidly, because she really can choose. But anyway, she's actually 18 now. Secondly, Ella and Briar Rose met at 15, not when they were children. Alec and Knox have always known each other from being kids. Another thing I wanted to clear up was the whole, from Briar Rose, how a fountain is born every 5,000 years. Let me explain what happened. So, it's not 2,000 years, okay? A fountain is born every 5,000 years. The 2,000 years was a mix-up, not in the story, but it was misinformation that they collected, thinking it was. They thought it released its power every 2,000 years, but it didn't. It released its power every 5,000 years. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that she was born at 5,000 years. What it means is that's the time frame in which it can be from 2,000 to 5,000 years in which a fountain or a person will be born with this magic, and then it'll be released into the world. So you have to understand that there is a time frame for that to happen between 2,000 and 5,000 years. Doesn't mean she's really old. It just means since the last one was born. And bear in mind, the last one that was born was Caliber. And they killed him because they drained all his magic. Briar Rose was lucky because Knox saved her from being completely drained of magic and destroyed. Also, at the pyramids, I want to make something clear. The Void was never bad. He was a good person that was there to help Briar Rose. The Shadow Vin were the bad people, were the wardens, the first wardens of magic. And the reason that Briar Rose was born is because when Caliber released his magic into the pyramids, right? What happens is, he released his magic, it went into pyramids, and then for 5,000 years, that magic is meant to last in those pyramids. And every year, they were to have a ceremony where they release a little bit more magic out of the pyramids, and that happens every year for 5,000 years. There's enough magic stored by that one person to last 5,000 years. Magic started dissipating, not just because jewels were killing them, but it was also because, remember the wardens, the pyramids exploded, right? Well, it was them. They wanted to take all that magic in for themselves, which unfortunately destroyed the pyramids. Therefore, the magic was released into them and made them into the bad people. Magic has a way of doing that. So we have to understand that. That's the reason it's every 2,000 to 5,000 years, because depending on the person that's born now, magic they give to the pyramids for it to be restored into the world, it's used every year. So it's stored in the pyramids, and it's released every year, right, into the air. And that can last anywhere from 2,000 to 5,000 years. Usually it should last 5,000 years, then another person is born to replenish the pyramids again. But it went wrong, remember, because they killed Caliber, used all his magic by being greedy and trying to take it all in themselves. So I wanted to put that right. That's how that works. And regarding Ella, Ella wasn't completely honest with Briar Rose, but I don't think it's anything that's meant to be seen as a bad thing. With Ella, it was more the fact that she just found it very hard to trust people. And she also had this guilt that if she told Briar Rose, that maybe Briar Rose would be pulled into a mess. And she didn't want that. Even though Briar Rose was happy to help Ella, Ella was trying to protect Briar Rose from being in the mess of it all. So I just wanted to clear all that up, because I know there was a lot of confusion regarding the Briar Rose episodes. But anyway, yes, that's that. Now, it's not over yet. When we come back, we're going into Jacoby's story. If you would like, that's up to you guys. I'd like to continue the story because there's a lot more to these adventures with these people. But yeah, I'd like to continue, so I think I will. But if I do, when I come back, it'll be Jacoby's story. Thank you for being with me right from the beginning to the end. But we're not done yet. There is more to Cinderella yet, and more to Briar Rose. We'll see where it goes, I guess. Many blessings.